Previously on Dances with Dice, when last we left our heroes. Allies were discovered, and a tower looms, with vengeance on their minds, but also mysteries to uncover. But dangers await our heroes this week on Dances with Dice.
All right. So you guys find yourselves in the top of a wizard's tower.
My
You
dragon
stand.
gonna fit in this room?
Your
Dragon's a person right now.
That reminds me. I should give
Your dragon is a small child.
But
Yes,
she
you're-
will stop being a. The point. Okay, I need you guys to understand what a Drake Warden does. You think I'm about to throw this 6-year-old to
Yeah.
beat this man's ass?
Yeah, coward. Pussy.
I need you guys to read the description of a Drake Warden and what one of their main things that they do is.
I mean, last time I checked your character sheet, I couldn't view it. Yeah, I can't view your character sheet.
Oh,
The last
hold
thing
on.
they do is
Literally
whoop
have-
the
I
ass.
I must have accidentally had it on private. Let me fix that for you so that you can see it.
I saw that and I was like, what are you hiding?
I'm hiding my penis. Damn it. Fuck.
Pardon?
Did a hard reset a few days ago, so I'm still rebuilding all of my comedic jokes, and so right now it's still at 6th grade level. I need to. I'm
Grade
still
boy?
work. Yeah, 6th grade boy level. I'm still working on getting to 8th grade boy level, which is where my comedy is.
Are you drawing dicks on things?
Yeah, I'm drawing penises on everything, and I laugh every single time because I just think it's hilarious.
Also, I forgot. There you go. There you go, Hannah. On the map, you can now see Nori, your
There's
little dragon.
Dicks everywhere.
Character privacy. Here we go. Alright, I've changed it. I don't know why it was on private, but I guess that's what it decided to do. Alright, so Worm Speaker Theo is now public to those who would. Are we still level fucking 6?
Yes, you are still level fucking
God!
6.
We like just leveled up, dude.
Yeah, didn't we?
Yeah, you leveled up getting your dragon.
I know. I just think it's funny that it was this whole thing of like, whoa, I'm a Worm Speaker now, and then I look. I'm level 6! Didn't even make it to like level 10 as a fighter. I didn't even make it to level 10. I
Oh,
didn't
I
get all
love
the
it.
cool other shit fighters.
I love it. I love it. Hannah's entire journey throughout all of campaign 2, I think, is going to be my favorite thing. But
Still can't see you. Okay, whatever.
But now that we have returned and everyone's up to speed, you guys are within Professor Myer's Wizard's Tower. You are in the top floor. Within the room, you are within this top floor room. It is a room about 40 feet by about 50 feet, though there is a balcony here on this top floor with a large telescope pointed out to the sky. Within its center is a large mechanical astrolabe of some kind. It appears to be charting something, though I don't think any of you are super astronomically inclined to be able to tell what it is on its own, but something you can investigate if you'd like. There are also several desks and bookshelves scattered about, full of vials and different research papers, a couple of books here and there. This has a feel of a laboratory of some kind, though more of an astronomy lab than necessarily like a scientific lab.
Boo.
As you guys arrive in here, I would like everybody to please roll me a perception check.
Perception. 17.
17 for Doran.
What did you roll, Morgan?
We just need to kill Felix.
You
I
rolled
rolled
an out
one.
one.
I see the inside of my own eyelids.
Um,
When my eyes are closed, I can't see.
Felix, roll me a d4.
Oh no.
I rolled a 13.
13. Okay. A 1. Okay.
Rolled a 1.
Felix, you walk up to the astrolabe and you can see with all the confidence in the world of somebody he's like, you know what? Okay. This is because you recognize where you are. This is Professor Myers' tower. This is the man who murdered your friend, cold blood. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna do something. We're gonna take this correctly. You walk right up to the astrolabe and you're just like, you know what? Oh, hang on, this looks like it can move. And you like start to shift it a little bit, and then as you feel your middle finger get caught in one of the gears, and you're just like, you take 1 point of pinching damage.
Yeah.
1 point of pinching damage. No.
Ouchie.
I'm
You get
so
an
happy
ouchie
that
little
wine
blood
came
blister.
through. Yeah, you get this like the nail is like bruised and black, and you think it might fall out.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
That would be 10 points of damage for me because of the psychological aspect of looking at my new website.
Take 1 point of pinching damage and 10 points of psychic damage.
yeah. Doran, with a 17, you walk over to a couple of the desks and you find several star charts lying about. And you look at them and it's like, okay. Actually, I guess I'll ask the question. Doran, were you ever the best at reading maps or charts back in
Doran's
the
actually pretty smart for remember Doran's the smart one.
I feel like I legitimately was half expecting you to say, Doran's pretty smart for an enlisted man. That's what I was fully expecting to come out of your mouth. Which is, I mean, listen, okay, Alex is allowed to say that, he's a veteran.
Yeah, one person on this call is allowed to make that joke.
Only one, and it's Alex, which is why I thought he was going to make it. It's like, oh, we're going there, okay.
Well, I was gonna say, I almost said, oh, he's pretty smart for a fighter, which is almost kind of saying the same thing, but
he's very smart for someone whose intelligence is his dumb stat.
I actually have an intelligence of, he's got a +3 to his intelligence because I wanted to make it act like he was supposed to be the smart one who uses his brain, and that's how he's able to like, that's how he got sergeant, not necessarily because of anything else.
I will say then, give me a survival check as you look at these maps and the astrolabe.
Why am I doing a survival check?
Because survival is technically map reading.
Ugh.
Technically, it's map reading.
I have a -1. Oh god, I rolled a nat 1. And I have a -1.
Okay, 0. Okay, so Doran, you're just like, he's like, oh shit, all of this looks like, it's like, oh fuck, all of this looks important. Why do the maps have circles? Maps aren't supposed to be circles. Why are the maps circles?
He just holds it up, and it's just like
upcoming combat.
It's like looking at just like a foreign language. It's like,
yeah, you're looking at a star chart. Like
it's so beyond.
I think you recognize you recognize on some level. It's like, oh, these are stars. Why is every star connected? I don't. And you just kind of roll it up and sort of like hand it out to anyone who might be able to know.
Well, it's kind of like, you know, the average person looking at trying to understand like the fact that, like, you know, there's like billions of galaxies and all those things. So you hold it up and you're like, these are stars. And then you just
stars are pretty.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to crack at this? And then I will say, though, actually, with your 17, underneath the star map, you find an actual world map, and you start poring over that a little bit. Theo,
wouldn't that be investigation, not perception, then? Like, no, if I'm looking through things.
Perception was what you could see for the whole room.
Okay.
So because you were taking the whole room in. Theo, with your 13. You are drawn towards the bookcase. You kind of sort of run your fingers over things. There's some textbooks that you can see. There's some you pull one out. It appears to be definitely a research journal. It is very, if you like kind of looked over to what Doran's doing, like you can kind of see out of the corner of your eye, he's holding up a star chart, turns it upside down, turns it back right side up. So very kind of similar to that. It's like neither of you can really read these research notes, but you then put that book down, and then you reach up for, that one looks really old. You reach up and you grab like a small book, would fit maybe in the palm of your hand. Like it's a very small handheld like pocket journal.
Mm-hmm.
And as you start to read through it, you realize that this is, the title of the book is Professor Myer's journal, and it is it just says journal. It just says journal, and then PM is sort of like scrawled underneath it. And then the dates. Hang on, I need to pull up things so I make sure I'm telling you the right dates. Sorry, need to look at the timeline. Okay. And then this journal is dated. This journal is dated 3/26 AWB to 4/38 AWB. In terms of timeline, as you guys would be able to recognize, that is stemming from 1 year after the fall of the twins and the lament of the scaled.
So he's
I'm sorry.
old.
I'm sorry. You said 320. I'm sorry. 326. Sorry. This would be right at the start of rebuilding and right before the ending of the war. That would run right and it would run right up to 23 years ago from where you are now.
So he's old as fuck.
Very old. So you already knew that. You because he was active during the war. That was already something that was revealed to you by Harlan and Bean. He is very old. He was a fighter on the front lines.
Is this common knowledge about him or like secret knowledge about him?
This is secret knowledge. This is knowledge that was revealed to you guys, but it is not, as far as you're aware, he's just, again, gnome, he's a gnome, so like gnomes can live for a while, but like, as far as you were aware, or at least as far as like the forward facing, like, face of who Professor Myers is, he's an eccentric college professor who's a little too happy blowing things up.
Hee.
Then you guys are also aware of the fact that he has, not unlike you and Bargash, Theo, he has a couple of hangers on as well.
Mm-hmm.
Dark passengers.
Couple dark
Hey
passengers.
guys,
yes.
remember when he was comedic relief instead of
Remember he was just like a
villain?
silly little boom boom man?
Remember when we thought he was funny?
Hee.
and then he killed your friend.
And then he
And he
killed
shot-
a man in cold blood.
And then he shot my friend.
But yeah, with all of you,
I don't know why, but I have a sudden burning urge to kill this man.
And you're like,
it's like Dorn's just like,
cool.
this man draws stars weird. He must die. Just rolls the piece of paper up.
Oh.
It's like, in my soul, I know this man must die. I've never met him.
Normal scientist thoughts. I don't like how this person writes their lab notes. I'm dead.
Death sentence.
There's the person behind the character clawing their way through momentarily.
I have strong feelings about lab work.
I want my cereal.
I will say between all of this, like all of your kind of little explorations, and things like that. Doran, you are able to gather up two maps. One is the star chart, and then you see another world map beneath it, but you don't really have time to like take a look at it, just because even a cursory glance, you can see various like flags, points, markings, something like that. This appears to be like a used sort of tactical map of some kind. So you recognize it worth grabbing, but like there's so much on it, you wouldn't have time to parse it at the moment. So you just sort of roll it up, stuff it in your bag, and
Coolio.
noted for later. Theo, now that you know what the journal looks like, you sort of hunt around a little bit looking for more. You don't find any on this floor, but you keep an eye out because this is a very unique book among very standardized books throughout the lab. And then at long last, as you guys are all exploring, Theo, you look around and you don't see Nori for a second until you see her. She is swinging like monkey bars from the telescope that is hanging off the edge of the balcony. Just kind of like just sort of
Making
swinging
monkey
on,
sounds.
just swinging on the focusing ring like monkey bars.
Nori, honey, could you get down from there? If you notice, Felix just pinched his finger just a moment ago. I don't want you to have to. I don't know what my accent is. I'm still working on getting
Real
it back.
Aussie.
Yeah.
Watched a little too much Bluey.
Well, last time we mentioned something about Aussie accents, Dino commented on it.
This is true. But she looks at you. It's like, oh, okay. And she like hops down, and it's like, I don't know why he's got that. It doesn't work.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, it's like because like Grandpa, he was telling me that there's because we got a big old telescope back at the fortress, and like you can use it to see the stars and all these cool stuff. He pointed out to me, there's like a little spot in the sky apparently where like in between the stars you can see all the dead dragons. It's like really cool. It's how you talk to the ancestors. But that one worked. And I stuck my eye up to this one, and it doesn't work.
Could we make this one work?
I mean, I don't know. Like, because I mean, like normally you look through a telescope, you see the sky. But when I look through that telescope, it's definitely not the sky. Might be
Alright,
us.
I'll
Might be
bite.
us sky.
I'm looking through it.
Okay. As
Like
you
a penis.
as you
What?
as you look through the telescope, you realize like you look through it, you like pull your eye away and look up like to make sure like you see what you're seeing. You are seeing the sky. You're very much seeing the sky, but you're seeing it's almost like a filter has been put through it, and you can see it's almost like looking through different dimensions or elemental planes. You can see like the point in the sky that you're focused on, there's like a little cloud sort of floating through the air. You can see 6 split variations of that cloud in all of the planes of existence. So the material plane, elemental plane of fire, elemental plane of air, water, like all of these things. And like as you look through, it's like, that's weird. And then you watch as there were 6 now. There were 6 sort of things representing all the physical planes. You watch as the elemental plane of fire is like sort of swallowed up by a dark cloud and then disappears. And there were only 5. Then as you pull your eye away and like look up again, cloud still just looks there like normal. Roll me an Arcana check, Felix.
Alex.
15.
15. With a 15, you have to assume, and as you like sort of run your fingers along it, and then you feel like right near the focusing ring, you feel like some carved runes, and you look at it and you realized, so this is a it's a very, I guess the best way to, it's a very, very advanced sort of scrying setup, but instead of scrying on a specific person or object, it has been modified through some form of magic. You're not certain how. It's very unnatural to you. But this has been modified to instead look through different planes of existence and spy on the different planes. Because and you guys would all be aware of this because you have an understanding of how the function of your world, how the planes work in our world is that all of the planes for a single universe, so like the material plane, the astral plane, the celestial plane, all of those, they stack kind of like plates in a cupboard with like one on top of each other. And that's what keeps the stack stable. If you remove one or break one, everything then becomes unstable. And so you can, as you look through it again, kind of understanding what you're looking at, Felix, you can see it's like, oh, okay, you can see, you're basically seeing the plate stack. And this telescope is designed to look at any point in the world, and you can see what is going on in the other planes of existence. And you saw something swallow up what appears to be a cloud in the elemental plane of fire.
I know this isn't a flat earther thing, but my brain is only seeing it as like a flat earth, and I'm like, no.
No. No.
It's
Felix
like-
is trying desperately to hold on to
Felix is thinking
conspiracy.
about the ice wall, and he's just like fucked up right now.
He's about to put bleach in his veins.
Felix knows there's a wall of ice at the edge of the ocean, and he's just trying to hold it together. It's like, Nori looks at you, Felix. It's like, yeah. It's like, it's a pretty shitty telescope if like they only you can only see 6 clouds. There's way more than 6.
Way more than 6.
More than 6.
Can Theo look through it to?
Absolutely. You look through it, you can see the same exact thing. The
Oh
same
my lord,
thing
Now know
occurs.
the Earth is flat.
the Earth is flat. The books were right.
Moon's haunted.
Moon's haunted. What? Moon's haunted.
No. Again, very important. This is actually very, very
Planet's
important.
haunted.
The Earth, Amoth, the planet, is not flat.
Yes, it is.
However, the plane of existence is. Plane of existence is flat. It's a
That's
flat
worse.
plane of existence flat. Planet
No.
round.
Planet round. Wait.
Existence flat.
Wait.
Oh my god.
I already hate space. Thinking about space fucks
okay.
me up so much. I have to
Oh,
try to not
okay.
think about space. So like
Okay.
trying to deal with this right now is like actually awful.
Planet
Okay.
round, space flat.
Okay. Is it really flat or is it just like disc?
I like Earth
Shaped.
is flat, but everything else in space is still a sphere.
What if we're all just frisbees floating in space?
The mechanics of how the planar system works is basically these, like, again, I use the metaphor of stacking plates. It is a 3-dimensional thing. Disc would be a better way to do it, but like, yeah, it's how you stack discuses. No, it's how you stack plates. They have like a little divot within them. They fit together nicely. It's designed to be like a metaphor for the idea of balance. Remove one plate from the stack, remove the wrong cube from the Jenga tower, everything comes collapsing down.
See, I'm thinking about the like graphs of space-time. And that bothers me so much. I don't like it. Of just like, oh, this thing has a lot of mass, so it's like weighing it down, and like it affects time if something is massive enough. I hate space.
This is why we don't do too many physics in D&D. But yeah, so you are also able to look through the telescope and are able to see what Felix and Nori saw. Nori looks at you, Theo, and it's like, it's weird, right?
Cockney and uncultured. It's
No,
very
Jesus.
sorry, it's how I get into the accent. I can't even hold it properly. Yes, it's very weird. Doran, can you make sense of this? Doran needs to come look through it and see the time knife.
Okay, yeah, Doran.
just
as-
endlessly
as-
folding over on themselves. Oh, you mean the time knife? Oh yeah, we've all seen.
We've
that.
all seen the time
We've all
knife.
seen the time knife.
But it's like, Doran, you look through and you see the same thing, like the division of like the 6 divided clouds. You can see, like, again, they're all like, one's a normal cloud, one's like wrapped in vines, one's shining bright and, you know, golden, one is like raining, one's almost like, you know, full of flame, representative of all the different planes you're looking at. And then you watch this like strange dark smoky presence swallow up the cloud within the
Wait a
elemental plane
minute.
of fire.
Wait a minute.
Wait, so it
Yes.
swallowed up all the planes or just the
No,
fire
just
plane?
just the elemental plane of fire.
We're in the adventure zone.
We're in the adventure zone. John Hunger, where are you? You want to play some chess, John Hunger? But also, can Theo make any sort of correlation
how
with
many-
her
how
dark
many-
passenger?
How many planes of existence are there? Do I know? Are these all the planes of existence?
He's just like, wait, I know there's another one. There's the
So-
plane of this dick.
In terms of planes of existence, there is the material plane. There is the elemental planes. So the elemental plane of water, air, fire, and earth. So that is 5. And then there is the celestial plane, which is 6. And then there's technically a 7th, but it's known as at least it's how I use the astral sea. So don't think of the astral sea in the traditional 5e sense, but like the astral sea is basically the highways and the transport system between the planes. So the space between planar existence is the astral sea.
What about the upside down?
That's called hell, and those are unique to each plane, actually.
There's different versions of hell?
There are 6 different hells.
Fun.
And I'm going to all of them. Ew.
I'm going to every version of hell.
I mean,
That
instead
was
of
just-
having,
That's just what what's the guy who wrote the Bible fan fiction about hell?
Dante
Would that be
Alighieri.
like
That was just him going to all the different versions of hell. That wasn't the 7. That was the 7 dimensions of hell.
He went to the different hells, hung out with a bunch of
In the
different
different
devils.
in the different planes of existence.
Just listening to Unreal Undead, baby. That's
Yeah.
what Hosier was
so
telling us
would
about.
planes of would that be like a religion check?
Yeah.
The planar
Or
structure
would that be
and
more
the
of
plane,
like a
so the
what
planar-
intelligence check is this? No.
Well, no, so like on a certain level, because again, like the planar system, how your galaxy functions, your planets, like movements of the spheres, like all of that is on some level general knowledge. You guys understand you exist within a planar system with a variety of different planes. The celestial plane is where the gods live. The elemental plane of water is where like water elementals and magical fey creatures of water come from, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So like you have a very general knowledge of like, yeah, no, there's 6 planes of existence. There's a theorized 7th, but it's actually, may or may not be a real plane of existence. Like it's very much like in the same way that like you or I have like a rough understanding of like, yeah, no, physics. Like gravity's a thing, light travels at a certain speed, time travel is like not
Well, like,
possible, but
so-
kind of possible. So it's like you can like you grasp what you're seeing in the sense of like, because again, and I'll say for the sake of brevity, like as everyone looks through the
also like
telescope,
when I
everything explains it.
yeah, but when I look through it though, does the fire plane get swallowed up each time I look at it, or is that like is it like a video on repeat, or it's like a forecasting something?
It's a snapshot. Like,
Okay.
and if you and I guess for the sake of testing, you move the telescope to look down at like the city. Doran, God, I forgot your name and I was staring at you for a second. Sorry, Doran, you look down at the city. And you see that the snapshot you're looking at is actually a snapshot of the attack on the city, the draconic attack. Because if you look down at the city, you see moment in time where like a dragon swoops down and takes out a couple of guards, and then that repeats. And then you see split across the different planes, different attacks, not dragons, but like some sort of it was not just a worldwide attack, it was a planar attack of some kind, because you see similar snapshots of scenes play out throughout the different planes you're experiencing. And every single time, no matter where you point the telescope, you always see that the elemental plane of fire suffers some sort of catastrophic disappearance.
I'm going to play with like the dials and stuff, see if that changes anything. Like if I can see different like if maybe by adjusting the dials, if it changes the point in time that I'm viewing, or
Okay.
I don't know. I'm gonna fuck with shit.
Roll me just a general intelligence check. Just straight or gay intelligence, your choice.
Bisexual.
Or yeah, roll any type of intelligence check you may
Isn't it
desire.
bisexual visibility week?
That
Is
is a 18.
18? Okay. Sorry, hiccup.
Oh, it ends tomorrow.
Ah, okay. Well, since we're
I will
recording,
forget you tomorrow.
yeah.
Damn
To all of all the bisexual listeners out there and in the world today, you are visible this week. We see you.
You roll stealth at
hide.
disadvantage.
You cannot hide from me. I see all.
Anyway, have a good rest of your
Yeah.
week.
We roll stealth at disadvantage this week.
Your charisma checks are at advantage though,
Yeah.
because everyone can see you.
Everyone can see you.
Doran, you with an 18, you take a look at this thing, and like Nori kind of walks up next to you and like actually starts matching your pose. So like if you're stroking your chin, she starts stroking her chin. If you've got like a hand on your hip, she's got a hand on her hip. And then like you reach up, it's like, okay. And like you look at it, it's like, okay, big knob controls like axes, and like you figure out all the mechanical knobs, like, okay, this moves the telescope. Like you're looking around, and it's like, it's so, what is going on? And then as you're like looking through it, suddenly your view, you like take a look through to like kind of test what you've changed, and like you're seeing the same exact thing, and it's like, oh, that's weird, that's annoying as hell. What did I do wrong? And then suddenly your view changes dramatically. You are shifted forward in time to is if you're like say looking at the city below you, you're shifted in time towards today. And then you like pull your eye away and you notice Nori is once again doing monkey bars on little focusing like apparatus like right at the front of the thing. And it's like, did I help?
What?
Yes, and hold on.
Hold on.
And he kind of like picks her up off the thing.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like does like the toddler thing, like hang on, puts it at the hip, like readjusts.
Just like both hands, just like picks her off. Yeah, like and then like sets her down, and then like, or depending on like here, or like he's just like, here, just instead of hanging, here, hold it in this position. When I tell you to change it, move it, and like kind of gives her like the directions. Yeah.
She's like,
Like the TV antennas.
Yeah, like a little left, no, back.
She's like super excited to be involved. It's like, yeah. It's like, It's like, okay, so you put your eye back. So you are currently on today. You can tell it is today.
Okay.
You can see students walking about when you like take a look, and you'll notice it's playing in real time. So like there's no stop, start, anything like that. You're just seeing life advance as it goes. So where are you trying to see? Like what's the
first thing I'm gonna do
is
is, now that I'm seeing things in real time, I'm gonna look back at the sky.
Okay.
See what's going on in the planes in real time.
Okay. So as you look up at the sky, the planar system seems stable. You're not seeing anything swallow up. You look at some clouds just to kind of get like a reference point, not unlike what you were doing earlier.
So is the fire plane still gone?
The fire plane has returned. You see like but you can definitely tell like where everything else has like a very large cloud formation, the fire plane's one is reduced. It's maybe 30% the size of everything else. So something has definitely happened to negatively affect the full elemental plane of fire.
All right. All right, Nori. Whatever you did to get me here, keep pushing it that direction. Because I wanted to see if I could potentially, I don't know, maybe this sees into the future.
She tries, and you watch as she like grips really tightly and is like, and you actually hear like the groaning of brass and metal. She's trying to turn it moving forward, and you like, and
stop!
she's like,
Stop!
I feel like there's a momentary realization. It's like, fuck, she's a dragon. She could totally break this.
Yeah.
But no, with that, you're fairly certain. It's like, okay, it can't see forward in time, maybe only back.
I'm gonna ask her to slowly turn it back, the opposite direction, and I'm gonna keep my I want to just be focused on the fire plane to see if
Where
I
it
can
wicks
see,
out,
like,
see
yeah,
if you
or
can
like
see
you see if
what
it like
happens.
what happened, like how does it come back, or what does that look like, or
Okay, so she slowly starts reversing, and not unlike watching like a movie back in the olden days on a VHS, just watching a movie rewind, you start to see the world do that. Yeah. It's really entertaining because this is probably the first time you've ever seen this happen in like ever. So it's like oh, we look really funny when reversed. And so she starts reversing it. It goes back. You find your reference point of the sky, and she goes back about for the last 6 months. There has been no fire plane in existence. It wicked out of it wicked. I'm sorry, not 6 months. Because I've got to keep timings in my head for you guys. It's been about a month and a half since you guys all. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. So the fire plane wicked out of existence on the day of the attack and reemerged about, say, timing wise, actually this way, you watch as like the fire plane, like, and it's very sudden. It's like nothing, boom, snaps back into, it literally snaps back into reality. Oops, there goes gravity. As soon as, and you notice this, and like you pull your eye away, and you look at Nori for a second, and you look at it, and then like you reach up for a dial that flips like an actual date on the image you're seeing. The fire plane wicked back into existence on the same day that Nori was hatched.
fascinating?
Do you share this information with the class?
Yes.
It's like, and she like Nori's like there with like the folks, and he's like, I brought a plane back. Wow.
Like it
I mean, we
emerged from the
don't-
Bermuda Triangle.
I mean, we don't. It's definitely a correlation. Doesn't necessarily mean causation.
Nerd.
Not how.
Felix shouts from the corner.
Like Felix nursing his like pinched middle finger. It's like, damn it, can't hit the G chord now.
Is that what we're calling it?
Felix goes to flick.
I'm so funny.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh.
For the viewers at home, Morgan's making a face at me.
But
Bold of you to presume that Felix isn't a pillow princess ass bitch.
I'll hit Felix's G chord. I don't care.
Doran, go ahead.
oh no, I'm just so. But something they're definitely linked. Something either maybe it, yeah, either you brought it back, or it just happens to be an interesting coincidence, or maybe it coming back into existence allowed you to be brought into existence.
I'll say, as this is being shared with everybody, Theo, roll me a history check with advantage, because this is
Ooh.
based around dragon stuff.
Dragons.
You're gonna see
Dragon
if you can make a connection between dragons and the planar system.
That one's cock.
If all dragons of one element die, the plane disappears.
17.
17. It's like, I mean, to your point, Alex, if all dragons of a certain type died out and then the planes died with them, there would be no other elemental planes at the moment, to be fair.
I don't know. We didn't think
true.
dragons were alive, and suddenly they are. So maybe there are other dragons out there, and maybe during the attack, the last fire dragon died. I don't fucking know.
Ironically enough, I do love this because now this is the reality of like, I imagine this is what like every conspiracy theorist who turned out to be right maybe feels like. So like Theo's been in this game the whole time. It's like, no, I'm ready. I'm prepared. I know what to do when dragons show up. And everyone else is like, oh God, the conspiracy theorists were right. What else are they right about? Fuck. So Theo, with, cause you had rolled, what was your, it was a 17 you said?
Yes.
So it was a 17 with a 17. You recall that while dragons don't have a direct connection to the planar system, because all of the all of the initial start of the world happened in an instant. So like the planar system, the planar system was organized within this universe by the gods. The gods themselves were born. The planets were created and formed out of the ether. And then the first thing the gods did were make the dragons. So kind of in the primordial creation soup of the formation of this universe, dragons were made at the same time. Immortal beings, as they're technically known, were created at the same time. And thus they have a similar connection, and they have a very tight connection to the greater structure of the universe, of the world. So like, for example, there are stories that you remember reading of like dragons and of worm speakers and their dragons being able to plane shift without being able to cast the spell or anything like that nature. They could just like, there's certain things with dragons, and like, because they were there at the start, they're kind of some of the foundational bones of the universe. They are tied into those foundations in ways that are not fully understood. So more to answer your question, like there's no like one-to-one connection between a dragon being born or dying and a planar system being born or dying, but they have connections in the sense that they were all part of the foundational building blocks of the universe. If that makes sense.
Cool. I can't wait for this to be on World Anvil so that I can read it and then my brain will comprehend it, because I am a visual person and I have auditory processing
I think
issues.
maybe what you're saying, that like, because they were, you know, there from like the beginning, they kind of have some of the fabric that creates the planes is kind of part of them, so that's why they can shift between the plane or to their plane of origin, because like they're almost kind of like built of the same building blocks the plane itself is made of. Kind of.
Yeah. So
is that what you're saying?
I'm gonna use a soup metaphor. Ironically enough, sorry. If the whole world, like if the universe and like the actual structure of like the planetary systems, the planes, the gods, all of that is the pot in which the soup goes. But you don't make a soup by just throwing things in willy-nilly. Like you have to properly, there's a proper way to make soup. You don't just throw a bunch of shit in, throw some water on top of it, boil it, and call it a day. So because of how delicate it was for this world to be created and for the universe to be created, almost like actually no, this it's a stupid bad metaphor. It's like now as I'm saying it, it's a terrible metaphor. I apologize for that. Each of these things that were made at the same time, so like the planar system.
What do you mean you're at soup?
Planar system, dragons, planets, gods, all of these things were necessary. They're all the necessary components for this particular world to exist. And without any one of them, things fall out of balance. All of these things are the keystone species. There we go. All of these are keystone species for this planetary planar system to function together. When one is out of whack, as we often see in our own world, when one subsystem is out of whack within nature, everything goes to shit. Fires, landslides, tornadoes, all those things.
This is more proving my theory that like the last dragon died somehow, and the last fire dragon died in the attack, and the fire plane went away, and now that wait, is she a fire dragon?
She's a sapphire dragon, so that does not work with your theory, unfortunately.
Well, goddamn it, then that doesn't make. Then maybe she doesn't correlate with it at all.
But no, it's like, I think the best metaphor of this would be like a keystone species sort of thing. Like, when you remove wolves from Yellowstone, everything went kind of wacky. They reintroduced wolves to Yellowstone, and suddenly that ecosystem is functioning well again. Same with beavers in like a wetland or with a river system. So it's like without all of the systems in nature functioning in harmony, things fall out of whack.
Well, but that's... So we have to figure out why the attack somehow put that plane out of whack. Like, what happened during the attack to make that happen? And then why is the emergence of Nori, for some reason, bringing it back? That
Well,
doesn't... So.
Here's a good thing for everybody. As you guys like look around, it's like you're staring at this telescope and like all kind of like racking your brains a little bit. And it's just like, fuck, it's like all this stuff. It's like, what's the fuck are we supposed to do? And then you guys sort of all look around and realize that Nori is no longer in the room. And then you hear
Nori in the room with us?
And then you hear a sort of shout from downstairs. It's like, guys, I found his underwear.
Oh,
What?
Jesus.
Oh no!
And you realize that she has walked downstairs into another room.
Oh, for
Aw.
fuck's sake.
I can't believe we're playing Stardew now.
Please keep a leash on her. No, I'm just kidding.
And I will say you guys all walk downstairs to the next room.
We all just... No, we run. We're like, shit. No.
It's just like, oh god, who last had the toddler? But you guys find your way downstairs, and you find Nori inside. She is jumping up and down on his bed. You are now on the third floor of the tower. Within here is definitely a bedroom / living quarters. The room is divided in half. One half is a bedroom. It's got a piano, some like small drawers and things like that, as well as a bed, a dresser. There is a table here. Looks like a dining table, along with several shelves of what look to be like recipe books, some pots, some pans. This appears to be his little living quarters. And Nori is jumping up and down on his bed, and you can see that all of like the drawers full of clothing are like open and pulled out and thrown about the room. And she's just kind of like hopping up and down again, like a toddler would. Just like, he dresses super weird, and it all smells old. He doesn't own pants. It's all robes.
Nori, could you come down from there? I'm really afraid you're going to fall off and hurt your head. And I would prefer if Dashgaram did not kill me.
Okay.
And
okay,
also,
Theo.
do not touch people's underwear. It's gross. Not you. You're not gross, but it is gross that they left it out for you to.
Oh no, he didn't leave it out. I went exploring.
While she's saying that, Doran looks over at Felix and is like, I'm pretty sure her head would break the floor first.
I'm not going to
I feel
risk
like he's
it.
just like nodding, like yep.
Oh no, this is like you're talking to Nori and I'm like, I'm just over
doing
here.
Your parent thing.
You're doing the parent thing and I'm over here just like, I'm pretty sure her head would break the floor. Like, you know,
Yeah.
All right. Theo, real quick, because you technically have Nori's stats on your character sheet. What is Nori's dexterity, please?
+4.
+4. Okay, not bad. Okay, with an 18. She does like a big.
For saving throws.
Oh, it's not a saving throw. This is just dex check.
It doesn't tell me her. Oh wait, here we go. Oh, +1 to Dex.
Oh, +1. Okay, still not bad. She does a little like up, and she like jumps, does
Not very smart.
a little double somersault axle in the air, does a twist, and then lands like a gymnast. And you watch as the floorboards sink about a ½ inch from the impact.
Oh lord, that's right. Tungsten.
And she's like,
He is in fact a tungsten cube. I forgot about that.
how is the bed not broken?
Yeah.
oh no,
that's-
there is. As you look, I feel like very much like a cartoon, like Nori's standing in front of all of you, and you guys are like lined up, and you do like that cartoon lean to sort of look past all of each other, and you notice that like the front, like the footboard of the bed is like caved in.
Oh boy. Oh right.
He's like, I forget how big I actually am. Sorry.
Well, he's not gonna need it after we find him. So
Yes,
it's not a
exactly.
It's not.
Speaking of finding him,
It's not really a matter of size. It's more of a matter of density.
Yes. What? Okay, Theo's gonna try to see if she can investigate to get a feel of when he was last here, like
Absolutely.
Is there hot coffee on the table? Is it still warm?
Everybody roll investigation checks.
because I'm trying to figure out where the fuck he went. Okay. I'm not very
Nice.
smart. 13. No, not 13. 14.
14.
22.
22.
Ooh.
17.
17.
Yeah.
All right.
You're not useless.
You're not totally.
I can roll decently.
With a 13, Theo, you go into the bedroom and you kind of like do like the dust check.
14.
I'm sorry, 14. With a 14, you do like the dust check. So like you run your fingers along like some surfaces. There's like, it's like a level of dust that feels like moderately used. Like for example, like the piano is very, very dusty, but like, okay, maybe he's not playing piano every day, but like the bed is not very dusty. It's laid in, like the clothes don't have like crazy misuse or like disuse upon them. So like, probably has been here recently, well within a week, if not a couple days, but you can't really narrow it down any more than there.
Mm-hmm.
Felix, you had a 17, correct?
Yeah.
So with a 17, Felix, you look on the table and you find several more sheets of paper laid out. These seem to be some sort of experiment that you can see. It is as you look at it, it doesn't, you can't really make a huge head or tail of it, but there is one thing that jumps out of you. It seems it's some sort of transmutation effect, but very specifically transmutation on a very, very small level. Instead of trying to change like one element into another, it appears to be some sort of transmutation transfer, as though possibly trying to move a consciousness from one to another.
That seems deeply upsetting. I'm just gonna.
What?
And then
Consciousness?
And then Doran, you look around and it's like nothing else in the room sort of catches your eye, but like you sort of looking around, like you lean your hand on the wall and it's like, pull your hand off the wall, touch the wall again. The entire, and you like finally, and then like you reach down, you touch the ground, and like you finally, now having noticed it, it is now unnoticeable. The entire tower is vibrating at a frequency that indicates that there's some sort of magical portal open somewhere within the tower.
You know how in Inquisition, if you have a single mage in your party, the second combat starts, all of them cast that like shield?
Yes.
Like I'm imagining that moment right now. I can hear the noise in my head and just like the green lighting effect.
If you couldn't tell, we have several people very excited for the new Dragon Age game in our party.
Oh my god. Have you seen the character creator?
No, I have not.
I'm watching nothing purely so that I can experience it as raw as possible.
I'm still trying to figure out all the people I'm going to romance, because right now I've just got...
I hate seeing things before I should. So yeah, I try to avoid crap too.
I did see that. There's top surgery scar options. I did see that. Someone was being like, there would be no top surgery in medieval times. And it's like, I have something to tell you about dragons. I don't know. I have something to tell you about the existence of dragons in medieval times.
So they say, knights and people wouldn't be all scarred up and shit. It's like, they're fucking fighters, my guy. Like, yes, they will.
One thing people kept saying was like, why would they do surgery when everyone has magic? And I'm like, my brother in Christ, because magic is so widely accepted in the Dragon Age universe, because everyone loves magic so much.
I can't believe that you truly do sound like you've played Dragon Age.
Yeah.
You sound like you are chock full of knowledge about the lore and history of the world of Dragon Age.
Why are there healers in Dragon Age? There's magic, right? And it's like,
It's like the people who comment about the wheelchairs, and they're like, they could just use a healing spell. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, let me just heal that really cool scar you put on your character. Like, that really cool eye scar.
But yes, Doran, as you hold your hand against the wall, and it's like you can feel like, and just like sort of like rub your fingers a little bit, and almost like run your finger down like the wall, and as you pull away, instead of like what would be like normal dust on the wall, you can tell it's like almost powderized aftermiria. Like it's a fine layer of aftermiria dust on the wall. It's like like a smash cut across the world to Bean.
I was about to say,
It's like,
no,
darling,
Bean,
are you okay? No, I'm fine. I think they just found something. Smash cut back to you guys.
You can't snort while pregnant.
Bean's really itching for a fix.
Yeah.
Bean's just like, it's like, no, actually, I'm sorry, better smash cut. Smash cut is like, honey, I have a great idea where I want to go after Finian's born. Smash cut back.
After Finian's. Okay, you said born. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, you can tell kind of like with that, it's like there's a portal somewhere in this tower. You're not sure where, you're not sure if it's hidden, but there's some sort of magical activity on and running within the tower.
Let's go find it. Maybe that would be a good idea, because I'm itching for vengeance.
Murder?
Oh, that too.
Oh, that too.
Ooh.
I'll say
I'm itching for a killing.
Itching
you
for a
guys
bitchin'.
all make your way downstairs. You find yourself again in another room. This one is very clearly the library, the study. There is nothing but bookshelves, tables, research notes, books as... Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry there. Books as far as the eye can see, read, or touch. As soon as everyone gets down here. I would like investigation checks from everybody, please. And then what is Nori's intelligence? She also really wants to help.
-1.
Okay.
She's not very smart. Or charismatic. She's got a -1 to intelligence and charisma. But she's very strong.
Okay.
Just like me.
6.
Not stronger than me, but very strong.
16.
16. Okay. I'm
You,
sorry.
you cheered, Morgan, but we did not hear
Yeah.
you.
I rolled a 20.
Hell yeah.
Yay!
Right on the floor.
Like a nat 20 or a...
Yeah.
Nice. What's the total?
Yay.
What was it? Investigation?
Investigation.
22.
22. Okay. So, and then you got a 16, Doran?
Yeah.
And what was yours, Theo?
Wait, investigation?
Investigation.
Oh, investigation. 12.
12. Okay, I'll say between you and Nori, Theo, you kind of brain blast together because she rolled a 7.
We're so good at this.
You guys kind of brain blast together, and you guys go wandering off over to this side of the library. And you keep looking around, and she is like sort of looking with you, and she notices it's like she like sort of tugs on you. She's like, Theo, look, it's another one of those tiny books. She like pulls it out, and it's another one of those small journal-looking things. Only when you open it, this one says trans conscientious research notes.
Ooh. Okay. She's gonna flip through that.
Okay. As you read through it, you find it's equal parts a journal and equal parts research notes. The research notes are talking about being able to warp, weft, sort of bend magical spells, specifically transmutation magic, so that instead of turning something into a different thing, you are pushing someone into a different thing. And like that one sort of like rings, that sort of makes sense to you as a concept until you get to the actual notes and you realize that this diary is all 3 of the voices within Professor Myers' head, and you watch as a war takes place over these pages. And you read, and you like go back to the journal you already found, and you see that like in this first journal, if you go to the start of it, you can see Professor Myers speaking of these dark passengers as like separate entities, as individuals, as helpful, radiant presences. And then about 50 years later, after the death of the twins, after some time has passed, there's a shift. They speak to each other within the pages. At times Myers is writing, at times it's the others. And then eventually, as you get to the end of the journal, all of it comes from individuals into a we, a singular consciousness that speaks of bringing back the great creator, the great equalizer. And you can, as you can make a comparison to the
How
other
about
book,
no?
as you make a comparison to the other book, Theo, you see that these were research notes written right at the beginning of Myers getting these passengers. And you can see he spent so much time in trying to figure out how can I return these consciousnesses into physical bodies? How can I make these people whole again? And then there's a break where it's just research for many, many, many years. And you get the feeling he's figured it out. And then the narrative changes again. But at the very end, you can see we have found, and then the last, part of the book is again talking about we have found our solution. We will breach we will breach the flimsy walls between existence, and we will return to primordial darkness. And the research notes you go through seem to indicate it's like the experiment, the goal is that after this sort of shift has taken place, is to still split these consciousnesses from him, but to split them into more powerful beings so that they can continue their plan within like governmental systems and things like that. This leads well into Doran. As you look around the room, you go up to this table, you see kidnapping plans, assassinations, you see maps drawn up, important lists and names of people that are to be that are potential kidnap targets. There is a short list of candidates for replacement. On that list, you see the Lord Commander. You actually see all three of your guys' names on here as well. And then crossed out at the very bottom, written in sort of like a quick hand, you see Finian, also written at the bottom and crossed out. Then several names, several other crossed out names that you can no longer, that have been like completely scratched out and faded with time. But as you look at this door, and you can see like and you can see it's like very elaborate plans laid out. You can even see like there are markers for like units within the Mercian army where it's like possible coordinators, possibly not. So it's like they have spent many years sort of implanting themselves in this larger sort of web of conspiracy and danger. With a 22, Felix, you sort of just turn around and you look at a bookshelf behind you. And you reach up and you grab a book and you pull it out. And you turn through it and you see it's like, oh, this is a schematic of some kind. And you see it's a schematic for a laboratory. A laboratory of some kind, where there's a main sort of focusing chamber, like an environmental chamber that's designed to hold spiritual energy of some kind, like the actual spirit of a person, not unlike how a soul gem might function, but instead of trapping them, it freely allows them to move. Then there are several other chambers about this diagram that are called containment vessels. That's what they're marked as. And the notes upon them indicate that these are sort of like the transfer resonance chambers, like you stick whatever being you want to accept this soul into. The biggest thing that jumps out to you, though, is you see at the very bottom, you see several notes from Myers that say, initial experiments successful. Partial transfer is functional, but not permanent. Working on full transfer now. These notes were dated about 2 weeks ago.
This feels like this is about to suck real bad.
I'm not sure if we should just leave with this information.
I'm thinking we need to burn everything in here at this point.
Doran's now like trying to think from a strategic standpoint, because there's like all this information about like things to be like people to be abducted, things to be taken, all these things, and it's like if we can take this down
This is
without
evidence.
them.
Sorry, I forgot one final thing. Doran, on the list of like, things that you had found, right, there was one final note, and it was from and it was just like a quick chicken scratch note at the very bottom. It's the most recent note. It says General Liqueur reports transmutation successful.
When is
Is
that
that-
dated?
That is dated a month ago.
Wait, didn't we just talk to that guy?
General Liqueur?
Wait,
General
who's
That's
that?
my mom.
Theo's
Okay,
mother.
sorry.
Yeah, you're thinking
A
of
month ago?
You're thinking of a month ago. You are thinking of Alex. You're thinking of Aiden Solanas. He's the High Lord
Solanas,
Commander.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lord Commander of Tillinen Fortress.
Yes.
And I'll say, as you guys are kind of exploring this and finding it out, you guys watch. You guys.
But Doran goes through all that in his head and then remembers the bedroom and goes, "Wait, never mind. They're gonna know we were here." Like,
it's like, oh damn it! This is the other kind of stealth mission. Fuck. It's-
Where
it's
do
the-
we have a bag of holding?
No.
You do not. You guys all do have. I will say the individual bag space you have on all of your persons is enough to gather up all of the information you have found thus far.
Yeah. What was Theo's title? New title? My notes for last session are as follows. Session 42. You didn't take notes last session. You probably won't take any notes this session. You are depressed as fuck right now.
I mean, fair, past
Shoot
Hannah.
hits.
That was my last session notes, so I don't remember what my proper title is.
You are a worm speaker, and you have presented the
The sword.
you've presented the red hilt of Alliance, technically. So by invoking the red hilt, you have called forth all. You've called forth all
on my hilt till I.
She
Sorry.
invokes on my hilt till I save the world.
Uh-huh. That's gonna take a while.
Yeah, exactly. It's an edging sort of experience, if we're being honest.
I'm in hell. Why do I do this to myself?
But so your actual title is technically, because by presenting the red hilt, you are invoking all organizational assistance from all organizations that exist upon the world to fight an existential threat. So you are technically,
I have to fight my existential dread.
technically by the letter of the law, you and anyone you designate are in control of all of the world's armed forces, all of the world's governments, all of their infrastructure and things necessary. You're
Is
basically
this what Project 2025 is?
Oh my god.
you're
Except we're not
you're
fascists.
Except, yeah.
you're essentially like a Roman dictator, where
Oh.
basically everyone answers to like the traditional dictator. Like everyone answers to you in this time of immense crisis, and then you will hand that power back once the crisis is passed.
Well,
Will she? No, I'm just kidding.
will she?
We'll find out. That's
We'll
kind
find
of
out.
what this story is about.
I've got songs set in place for that
It's
that
like, hey,
timeline.
Hey guys, it's almost like there's a little bit of a metaphor for what might happen
Um,
if she doesn't follow the good path in her mother.
Ooh. Anyway,
Foreshadowing.
Theo is gonna make some sort of statement.
some like stuff. Even though she's with friends, she probably doesn't need to. But she was gonna make some sort of statement like, by order of the Worm Speakers, we are to gather up all of this evidence and put it in our bags.
by order of
Me,
by order
we are
of
putting
me.
all of this shit in our bags.
By order of me, if it's not nailed down, fucking grab it.
Or proceed to grab everything.
I'll say
She wants all of this as evidence of treason against the Empire.
Also that maybe your
against
mom
Emperor
isn't.
Matthias.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
Oh wait, maybe my mom isn't a total
Matthias
douche.
is alive.
Yeah.
this is wait, is
Technically,
is that,
technically it's Emperor Anthony.
sorry, wrong Emperor. Matthias, wrong. That one's dead.
Oh, Matthias is the long dead one, isn't it?
Matthias is the first one. It's my Matthew
dead.
Mercer insert. Thank you
That's
very
my
much.
Matthew
Please
Mercer
do not
self-insert.
steal.
As treason against the Empire, against Emperor Anthony. We have to collect these.
And then like I feel like you hear
Whole Tiffany effect if Anthony doesn't feel like a fantasy name.
Right, even though there's like that's like a Roman name, Anthony. Maybe it's because
Yeah.
it's not Antony.
Yeah, there you go. And you see like Nori's like, and then like as Theo is like giving this big speech, he's like, grab everything, we need the evidence. It's like he's like, we need to be able to protect and prove ourselves. Like, also your mom's a bitch, and she's like got a couple of scrolls and things.
Gasps.
Yeah.
grabs
who-
Felix by the scruff, and then like beating the
taught
shit.
her
Out of It's that whole
Your
meme.
mom's a bitch, accept it.
No, it's because she swore.
I know. It's
Felix
funny
just-
when children swear.
Felix sitting there like just kind of like covering their head. It's like, I would do it again. I was right. You're booing me because I'm right.
No, it's because Nori swore. It's because you're teaching Nori swear words.
And I'm right.
But yeah,
But you guys gather
collecting
up
all the evidence of treason.
you guys gather up all the evidence, and then eventually at some point you guys hear some footsteps on the stairs above you as you watch as Nori comes back downstairs from the room she was just in. It's like,
Wait, what
guys, I just found the funniest game. So
Oh, Jesus.
if you
Oh no.
run all the way downstairs, there's like a big whoosh, 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 whoosh thingy,
Ah, yes,
like
the
right
whoosh,
down,
whoosh, whoosh.
right downstairs. But there's another staircase, and if you run down that staircase, it's technically turns into a slide, and you slide through a bunch of like, wow, and space and stuff, and then whoop, you appear right back at the top of the tower. So I've been doing that for like 10 minutes because it's super fun. I get to ride the slide.
No, Mom. When we get back to the Wormspeaker Fortress, I am going to put you on a leash. I am going to get a nice little backpack, and it's going to have a fun little leash. Maybe it'll look like a monkey, or whatever little animal you want it to look like. It'll be fun. It'll be like the monkey just sits on your back and is hugging your back.
I'm
It'll be
gonna
so
put one
fun.
of those on you at a convention at some point, but I want it to not look like a fetish thing. I want
That's
people
gonna be
to know
tricky.
this just because I lose you.
It'll
That
have to be
is-
just.
that
It'll
is
have to
really
coincide
tricky.
with whatever we're cosplaying. It would have to be a
Yeah.
specific, very specific to whatever we're cosplaying, because otherwise, it either looks like we have. It looks like we have a very specific fetish.
People already think we're fucking, so
Like,
I was
we're
like, I
not
was gonna.
beating the
People already
allegations.
think we're gay. Might as well
Uh,
just.
It's like they are already
Or
not
each other.
They're already not really beating the allegations.
we're not
This
beating
would-
the allegations.
This would not. This would add more allegations if we're being honest.
That's why I can't have you be Shadowheart, Hannah. I'm sorry.
I have to. Fuck, man.
But with that, like, but Nori kind of is just like, okay, I'll stop going on slide. It's really fun though. You should do it. It's so fun.
We're gonna go check that out. Actually, let's
Please,
go look
please,
at that.
Please,
Okay.
watch.
And she
Keep an eye on
kind
your
of
child.
This is a really long
she kind of trots you all downstairs, and you guys find yourself in the Vroom Vroom room. The Vroom Vroom room is pretty self-explanatory, as you can see. It's a completely empty.
Is it self-explanatory?
It's a completely empty segment of the tower. Within it are just two staircases, one that lead up to the library you were just in, another that leads down to the magical slide that Nori was having fun with. Theo, you kind of like Mother Sixth Sense goes on. You kind of like just out of like a couple seconds, just reach out, grab Nori by her shoulder because you could feel her moving towards the slide. But the biggest thing that draws your attention is in the center of the room is a gigantic rainbow portal. that is swirling and open and just like vroom, vroom. Doran, the vibrations and synchrasy of the tower now making a lot more sense.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how fucked are we?
Nobody's here. Why don't we just blow it up?
I need to see him dead. Respectfully. And this is our best bet for knowing where the fuck he is. You know?
You know,
All right, so we just sit here and wait.
Nor is like, if we're just gonna wait, can I go on the slide ones?
No.
No. If Felix says no, then it's actually serious.
oh,
I don't want
When my mom says things, it's debatable.
I don't want Professor Fuckass to get the jump on us, and I'm worried that if we're a little distracted, he might get the jump on us, you know?
you know,
I say Fuckass one more time, just to really cement it.
really
No.
seat that one.
my running back hasn't gotten me any points.
Are you worried about goddamn fantasy football right now?
Listen, I'm 2-0. And I'm playing my cousin this week. And it'd be so funny if I beat him.
Oh my god, you know what? There is not a better place to stop that there. That is where we're gonna end our episode for today.
I'm trying to keep your goddamn dragon alive, and you're worried about fantasy football?
It's my
Thank you
family
all so
fantasy
much
football, though.
for joining us for another episode of Dances with Dice. Please follow us on all social media channels at Dances with Dice. And when you use the hashtag DWDcast or DWDR, we'll use you as a named NPC in the show. Thank
Got
you all
0
so much
points.
for joining us. And join us every single Tuesday for new episodes of Dances with Dice.